Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's Madi Madison with Spectrum Art Creations. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be making these super fun little
Pockets.
tuck spots or flips, if you would. But these are actually page markers or flips. They are meant to go in or on the side of your pages. So we've created these double flaps, which allows them to be adhered. So you would add glue here in the center and glue that down, and then you will have these super fun little flips that will come. Oh, let me squish these over. That will come out of that will flip out of your pages as such. And then of course you could also do them in different sizes. You can do them in different orientations. For example, this one is, I did want to show you what they would look like if they went on the top of your page. So once again, we would glue that flap and then this flap here on the side and have plenty of room for some more images, some journaling or some photos, correct? But you can make them as flat as you like, such as these. These are not very dimensional other than maybe the butterfly flaps, which will fold down for your books. You can also add other little areas here, such as maybe some tuck spots, which would be super cute. You could add pockets on the inside that when they actually flip out, you'll have even more room to put stuff. You can create frames for them that you can slide stuff in, or you can actually create them even more dimensional. As you can see here, this one's got plenty of dimension. So depending on your signatures or where you're going to be placing them, you can even give them a little bit more pop. But again, super fun to do. So go ahead and gather up some beautiful paper collections and ephemera, and we will get right into making these beauties. And I'll be sure to go ahead and link anything that I use, including the template and any of the product, in the description box down below. For this project, I'm going to be using the beautiful Ephemera Queen from Graphic 45. This collection is full of great color and images. I'm going to be using the 8x8 as well as the die cuts, the 12x12 sheets, and luckily the 12x12 pack comes with the sticker set as well. The first thing I'm going to do is to cut out the little playing cards from the 8x8 collection. Using a corner rounder, I am going to be rounding those corners, which is going to give us more of that realistic playing card look. For this project, I will be using two different color inks. I'm going to be using a black to go all the way around just to get rid of that white core that we see on the sides. And then I'm going to be using my brown to distress all of the edges. And I'm going to do this for all of the pieces that we're going to be using for this project. With our mini playing cards all completed, we're going to look through the 12x12 collection for the neutral pages, those that will make great backgrounds. Using my template, I am going to cut out all three sizes. You will notice that the templates have two different score lines. That's because I wanted options. Sometimes I might want a thinner flap, sometimes I might want a wider flap, depending on the look that I'm going for or the paper that I'm working with. We're going to trace our templates onto our scrapbooking paper, and then we're going to use our ruler and our stylus pen to score those lines. Again, I've marked them both, and now I've decided on which of the two I want, a wider flap or maybe a thinner flap. I have chosen to use all three templates on this color on this page so that you guys can get a good comparison as to the size difference in all three templates. And then of course, in order to make that of the other edges match the rounded one in the front, we are going to use our corner rounder once again to round off those corners. Using our scraps, we will cut out 2-inch wide pieces of paper. These are going to become our inner flaps, which are going to be adhered onto our pages. Next, we will take those strips and we will score them at the 1-inch score line, right down the middle. We are going to also use our corner rounder on these pieces as well so that it all matches the rest of our project. You will only need to distress the one side that you're going to be showing on the outside, the side that you prefer. Remember, the other side is going to get adhered onto your page, so you'll never see that bottom side at all. With our pieces now rounded and distressed, we are going to take them over to the sewing machine and run them through a simple stitch. Of course, you can always hand stitch them, or you can use adhesive and glue them down. With our base done, it is time to bring out those cute little playing cards, as well as our die cuts, all of our ephemera, and of course our stickers, and start our collaging. This is where creativity just starts to play, and we get to use all kinds of little bits. I've brought in some doilies. You'll see that I'll bring in some lace and some flat packs. I just thought the lace would not only look really, really dainty, right, with this, specifically with this line, but also it would give us the strengthening of the spine as well, because remember, this is going to be an actual working part that is going to be hopefully opened and closed multiple times, and therefore I thought the strengthening of the spine would be a really good choice. With our ephemera and layering finally set, I am going to make sure that I also distress all the pieces that I'm going to be using from the sticker pack and from the die cut pack. And here we have our very first completed flip. Of course, when the time comes and we're ready to use it, we will add adhesive to the center little flip hold, and that will give us the adhesion to the page. In this one, we've actually added all kinds of little tucks and big pockets and yet another little tuck in the front, so you can get really creative with creating all kinds of hidden little flips and tucks all over these beautiful little pieces of art. Here we have our second one. This one, we've chosen to use it horizontally, so the templates are very versatile. Not only do they come in different sizes, but you can also choose whether you want them to be horizontal or vertical. Well, here's the good news about these cute little projects is that once you start creating them, you just can't seem to stop because they're just that much fun to do. So we're going to be working on the very next one. I'm going to leave a lot of the process in this one also here so that you guys can kind of get an idea as to how we collect the images, how we go about choosing the images. And hopefully if you'd like to actually recreate the exact same one, you can follow along with these steps. For this next one, I actually took the template over to my printer and I enlarged it. So this one is a jumbo-sized one. Now, the little cards that we had cut out are adorable, but they kind of got a little bit lost on this really big flip. So I went back to my 12 by 12 and I actually found the bigger playing cards that come in the 12 by 12 collection. They're the exact same cards, but obviously much larger. So I decided to use one of those in combination with the rest of the ephemera. Since this one is going to be a jumbo flip, I figured this would be the perfect piece to work on maybe making it more substantial, to add more dimension to it, to bring in some extra fun, such as using our larger playing cards, as I mentioned earlier. We're also going to be using this really cute frame, which I casted from one of our molds and then painted gold. I'm using scrap pieces of paper to give it a backing so it could pop a little bit more. At first I kind of chose a cameo and I colored it. The colors were nice, but then I decided that was a little too dark for this project. These are just super vibrant, happy, luscious colors. So I didn't feel that the grungy piece was probably the right one for it. But now with all that done, we have great dimension on this jumbo oversized flip. And here we have our 4 completed pieces thus far. As I mentioned, these are highly addictive, so we are definitely going to be making lots more. They can go from the simple to ones that have pockets, tucks, and frames, to those that are very, very flat, all the way up to dimensional. And again, they can be made in all kinds of different sizes. Of course, we could not stop, so we created lots and lots of bases while we were at it. We still have tons of the collection, probably half the collection of the 12 by 12 and almost all of the 8 by 8. So we've got plenty to work with, in addition to all of our stickers and die cuts. And of course, if we wanted to use that for a different project, we could as well. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this project. We hope that you will actually give it a try. Was it something that you enjoyed? Do let us know in the comments. Oh, and before I forget, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to share with your crafty friends. Madison would have said goodnight as well, but unfortunately it got very late in the day and she has gone to bed, so I will say goodnight on her behalf. Thank you so much for joining us today in the studio, and we hope to see you all back very soon. You guys have a great, blessed, and creative day.